Welcome back, everyone, here to Brax Talks. And the New York Yankees are set to begin a 3-game series, a big series. The top two teams in the AL East, some of the top two teams in baseball, the Yankees and the Blue Jays, are set to begin a 3-game crucial series that will really let us know more about the Yankees and more about the Blue Jays. Obviously, the Yanks been playing really well against some not great teams, although they're still getting the job done. But let's see if the Yanks, what we're going to see here is, can they take it to the next step? And we're going to preview this, all of that, blah, 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 here, this, that. So, like I said, Yanks begin a 3-game set against the Blue Jays in Toronto. Now, the Yankees have been scoring a lot of runs. They scored, I think, last week, 5 double-digit run games. The offense looks very, very solid. The pitching, what can you say? It's just doing its job. So, it's going to be interesting to see if the Yankees can take it up a notch to the next level. But obviously, we need to know who's on the bump. Christian, what are the probables?
Or give the probables. Some people are saying they're beating up on bad teams. That's what you're supposed to do. They're just doing their job. All they can do is win. They can't control who they play. Well, let's do it. Every game.
Actually, the Tampa Bay Rays can, because they never play good teams for whatever reason.
Oh, yeah. Every game. It's starting at 7:07. Game 1. Ross Stripling versus Jordan Montgomery. Ross Stripling, he's a right-handed pitcher, pretty standard pitch mix. He's working out of the bullpen at the beginning of the year. He's got a 3.6 ERA. His last start against Boston, he allowed just 1 run through 5, striking out 7. However, Boston has been sucking, so that's not really the best data. On the other side, Monty, he's been great this season. His last outing against Baltimore went 5 2/3, allowing 2 runs. However, despite him having a 2.7 ERA, he doesn't have a win in 4 starts. So, typical Monty, not really giving him run support. Let's change that. Game 2, I'm nervous a bit. It's Alex Manoah versus Jameson Taillon. Manoah, right-handed pitcher, fastball, sinker, slider, change, and he's been lights out this year. He shut us out earlier in the season through 6 innings. He has a 1.44 ERA through 25 innings. He's 4-0 in 4 starts.
Wow.
It's fair to be panicked. Jameson Taillon, he's been pretty solid this year, 3.26 ERA. His last start, not great. Gave up 7 hits, 2 runs through 4 2/3. I'm kind of looking for a breakthrough start from him, though. He hasn't pitched into the 6th inning yet. He's given up 1 or 2 runs in all his starts. I want to see him really lock in and have an elite start. Game 3. It's Yusei Kikuchi versus Nestor Cortez. This game I love.
We've had this matchup before this year.
I don't know if you remember last time when I talked about it, I said this is the game to win. Kikuchi, we should crush him. And we basically did that. Last time we faced him, he went 3 1/3, giving up 3 runs. But I'll tell you what the key was. We made him throw 84 pitches through 3 1/3. If we can continue to do that, work his count, it'll be the last game in the series. The bullpen will probably be a little tired. We could be in really good shape. On the other side, it's Nestor Cortez, the Nolan Ryan of our generation. This guy has been amazing.
Nasty Nestor.
His first game of the year, he pitched against the Blue Jays through 4 1/3 shutout innings. I like this. I don't love game 2. Game 1, I'm confident. Let's win a series.
Absolutely. I'd like to stop by at game 2 of the series with Alex Manoah going up against Taillon, talk about that for a little bit. And ever since Alek Manoah made his major league debut against the Yankees, he has absolutely owned us. For whatever reason, we just can't seem to get anything going off of him. He's not someone, I respect either. The guy's a very cocky,
Yeah.
obnoxious attitude, and he brings it on the mound. You can see that. He was chirping Severino. I think his parents grew up Yankee fans, so now he's playing against us. But a guy with Manoah, especially since the Yankees have been struggling against him, they have to keep the approach simple and they have to be aggressive. When we get runners on base, got to be aggressive. Try to steal some bag. Small ball approach like we've been doing. You can't look for that one big hit against Manoah. You got to keep your approach. You got to be aggressive on him. Also, you got to have a game plan going into the game. You have to look for a certain pitch and dial in on that pitch on a guy like Manoah. You can't fall behind on this guy. You got to dial in, look for a pitch, and hit it. Just simple, very simple approach. We got to find a way. So we got to be aggressive. Blah blah blah. Do all that. Also, Tyone's been very good. 2 runs all season. I'm pretty confident in Tyone, but last start he really battled through a bad team with the Orioles. All right, and he did get some soft contact. Blah blah blah. But I think, if that was against a team like Toronto, there'd be a few more runs on the board. So Tyone has to limit the amount of runners he has on base because we don't want to, give up that 2-3 run shot to, Vlad Guerrero or one of those big sluggers in their lineup. So Tyone has to keep it simple, try to keep as many runners off base as possible. Don't walk guys, obviously. So it's going to be interesting. But I feel like that's a crucial game because if you can steal game 1 and somehow you take game 2, then you're looking pretty solid. And I'm really, really hoping the Yanks can step it up a notch here against Toronto and show Toronto, hey, this isn't your division, it's ours. And so it's gonna be really, really interesting. Another thing, Toronto plays on turf, right? Knock on wood, we've been pretty healthy all season. I would expect a guy like Giancarlo Stanton not to play the outfield, or a guy like Aaron Judge to DH one game. Try to keep them off their toes. Try to keep, we don't really want them on turf. We've had some problems with that. So knock on wood, Christian. Yeah. So it's gonna be a really fun series. It's gonna be exciting. I'm pumped. I'm really pumped to watch it. Looks like we got some guys in our lineup heating up. Christian, who is your guy to pop off this series against Toronto? Who are you looking for?
I'll let you go first. Who's your guy?
All right. Giancarlo Stanton's been swinging the bat really well. I think he has to continue his hot stretch in Toronto. Another guy like Aaron Judge really been swinging the bat. If we could get those two guys going, well, they are going, but if they could keep going together against Toronto, that'd be great. DJ LeMahieu, he's been great. Just got to play, crisp ball. But I would say Giancarlo Stanton's definitely one of those guys that I like going into the series.
I'll tell you what I'm looking out for. Well, first off, I think game 1, that's the must win. You win game 1, you're feeling pretty confident. You got game 3, which is pretty much a lock. And then you're going into game 2, like, all right, let's see if we can make something happen. But my key really is game 2. I think we could see maybe the bottom of the lineup, a little small ball that makes something happen. Obviously, like the big guys in the lineup, Judge, Stanton, Rizzo, he's all faced them a bunch of times. He shut them out before. Faced them last year, the beginning of this year. I'm wondering if maybe we get like an IKF, Higashioka,
The home run
maybe
stroker.
Torres at the bottom of the lineup, just scratching out a few runs, and that's kind of how we like pull away. Saturday's game against the Royals, that's pretty much what we did. So
Yeah,
one
and
three nothing, 2 sack flies, and a RBI on a double play. Actually,
yeah,
an
and
RBI.
another thing, Toronto's a pretty obnoxious group of guys down there. I mean, they bring it with their energy. Obviously it's a huge series. Toronto fans are crazy. They're gonna know that going into this. So it's definitely not. It's definitely gonna have a nice atmosphere to it. And I really don't like Toronto. They're really an obnoxious group of guys. I think Bo Bichette's a loser. Um, you know, but our energy lately has been pretty solid too. So we got to bring that energy into Toronto and show them who's boss. I feel like that is really, really important. Obviously, like I said, we got to neutralize the guys in their lineup. But I would say that the small ball approach is what's going to take us over the top in this series. Because
I mean,
this is why.
I think that's mainly game 2 where we have to look to do that. Like I think game 1 and game 3 we could have another batting practice session.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let me finish here. I think like the way we've been mixing it up, lately, you don't just hit home runs. We've been beating you in different aspects. I mean, the Yankees have been doing small ball and hitting balls out of the park. The hit and runs, the blah, blah, blah. They are literally doing it all right now. So if you can add 2 different elements into Toronto, it's going to be very, very tough for the Blue Jays to beat you with a team that can play small ball, that can hit with runners in scoring position, can get sack flies, can get runs in when they need them, and also hit the ball out of the ballpark. It's a lot of pressure on a team, and not just Toronto, but if the Yankees can do that going forward, the offense is the sky's the limit for that. So I think it's really going to be interesting. It's going to be a tough series. It's going to be one. I feel like these games are going to be really close. I don't think either team's going to really blow anyone out, but I feel like we got to go out there. We got to take care of business. I think we play the Rangers after this, and we got to go out there and take care of business. And also, the Yankees have a 1.5 game lead on the Blue Jays. So if the Yankees can win the series here, or even possibly get a sweep, which is a little bit of a stretch, but you never know. The Yanks would give themselves a big cushion in the American League East with Toronto, and not a big cushion per se, but a little bit of a cushion. So that way, NY Recaps talking about this on his podcast, recaps, whatever. Last year the Yankees kept trying to crawl out of the hole they put themselves in. The whole summer was just chasing down the Red Sox, the A's, the Blue Jay, Ray, whatever. By doing this, you're getting the wins early. So, when you're leading, if you struggle, that's okay. Okay, you have breathing room. All right, every loss is not like the sky's falling. You'll be able to rest guys. You got a 5.5 game lead on the division. You want to give Aaron Judge a day off. There wouldn't be more of a need. Oh my God, we need Judge line. He needs to win. You know what I mean? So, and especially last year, Yanks slow start. I mean, it was really an uphill battle. So if the Yanks can do that, I feel like everyone would just be more relaxed, and I feel like it's really important to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like playing from ahead, not playing from behind.
Absolutely.
Just for Toronto-wise, their hitters, some guys to look out for. Springer is leading the team.
Loser.
Blue Jays won 2-1 on Saturday. Springer, 2 home runs. Vlad, we know he's going to be annoying. He annoyed us in our stadium. He's probably going to annoy us more. And Bichette, even though he sucked, I really wouldn't be surprised if he breaks out of his slump against us. He's a Yankee kid.
And you got to hit it where they're not at because Toronto is really, really good defensively. I mean, they showed that when we played them 4-game set. And, tell you another thing, Christian. We split with them at the stadium when the Yankees weren't even playing their best ball. I mean, remember after the Toronto series, we lost 2 out of 3 to the Orioles. So, I mean, the Yankees weren't even playing their best ball, and they still were able to split against Toronto. So, I think this series could look different. You never know. But I'm super, super excited for this series. Probably going to fly out to Toronto, catch a game. I'm kidding. But no, I'll be watching from my house. Maybe me and Chris have a watch party. Been trying to get him to do a watch party for a while now. We've only had one watch party all season. Last year we had 15, 10?
That was in the summer, though. Steph.
Yeah.
My last thing that I have to say, the pitching, I think when we played them earlier, it was at a much better, that was the pitching at its best. I think it's cooled off a bit. It's still awesome, but I think the pitching's cooled off a little. My thing is don't give up on games. We saw this, I think it was opening day with the Blue Jays. They were down 7-0 and won. There's probably going to be some games, or at least one game, where we're going to go up 5-0, 5-1, and it's going to feel like this game's over. You can't throw them out. You got to stay locked in because this lineup, I mean, in an inning, they'll get right back. So play 9 innings would be my final.
Also, another thing is you want to hit off the Blue Jays starters, especially their closer Sal Romano, who's been nearly lights out this season, right?
Jordan Romano. Sal's the guy on the Yankees.
Oh my God, my guy, my bad. Sal was the guy last year. His name's Jordan Romano. He's been lights out for the Blue Jays this year. So you want to make sure you score runs off the starting pitcher. You don't want to get in that back end of the bullpen. That's where the game starts getting in death scary mode.
Yeah.
That's really all there is to it. We're trying to win this division. We're trying to, do all that. And, let's go Yankees. Let's go. Bronx talks. Yankees on top. All right. Big series. Get your popcorn ready. It's interlocking NY. It's gonna go beat the shit out of the stupid Bluebirds. And Josh Donaldson's going back to Toronto. So hopefully he'll stick it to his former team, saying, hey, why the hell did you trade me? He's already played them before. Whatever. All right. As always, Bronx Talks. Keep talking.